Hello everybody, Haku here with my review for Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou, or Everyday Life with Monster Girls. Chapter 59, this one was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I don't actually have that many notes. I don't know how long this review will actually be, because there's not too much big, serious... Well, there isn't I don't know what, there's a lot of content, but there isn't really a lot to discuss. It was mostly just wrapping everything up in ways that made sense, and it was all very, very good. But either way, let's start talking about this. So, the milking is becoming too much on Kurogo. We've seen that building. We saw it build last chapter. And he starts hiding, kind of plotting his escape, saying, I need to escape, but how? How can I do it? And is it rude to just leave them alone without me to do these chores for them? Ragnara calls him and says that she's going to save him tomorrow. He's so happy. Cathal overhears that though, but tells Kurogo to keep it quiet because do you really think they would let him leave without a fight? So they have a good conversation, I think. The way Kurogo is like, I really do want to thank them for having me here and everything that went on and all that. But Cathal's like, no, you've done plenty for them. You've taught them to do the things themselves. You've done all this for them. You've done plenty for them. I think they'll understand if you just get out of here. You don't owe them anything at this point. So I liked that conversation. I thought it was good for Kurogo's character, and cements Cathal even more is like one of the best girls ever in the series. I love when Merino calls Kurogo and there's the little sheep on his phone like as it's ringing, just I guess as her picture that shows up on his phone. I thought it was adorable. But she calls him to warn him about the full moon. Says that normally girls who don't want to go crazy during the full moon, they take some sleeping pills, so her and Cathal are about to be knocked out, and all the rest of the girls are gonna come try to rave them essentially. So lewd horror, and I love the way it was handled as lewd horror. Miru busting in the door was hilarious. It was so good. They made a cake for him, but it was obviously a trap. So yeah, all of that was really good. Also, the sleeping pills thing makes me think, is that just like an Animal Girls thing? Because yeah, you wouldn't think that would affect... Well, actually, I guess you wouldn't think it would affect insect girls, but they're kind of animals too. So it's a weird concept to think about. And what about something like Sue that's just a slime? Or does the paranormal aspect of something like Lala means the full moon messes with her too? It's very weird, because the full moon doesn't mess with satyresses in the same way, I guess, because they're horny all the time. So yeah, weird. I wonder how it affects non-animal type extra species. Either way though, Miru busting in was hilarious. They made a cake and it was a trap, all that. I love the way this is all just lewd horror, and it builds and builds, and then he gets saved by the satyresses, who essentially lewd foo ancient milking technique up in here. I love the way the one, I believe it was just the lead satirist, that I really wish we had a name for her, because she's kind of a distinct character this arc. She has had a lot of moments that show us her personality and character, so I kind of wish we had a name to distinguish her from the others at least. At least get one satirist character out of this. But I love how she just like instantly, this is how you do it, and disrobes like two of the centaurs, I believe they were, at once. So that was funny, and then they use milking as their combat technique to take down all the minotaurs. It was great. So yeah, then they take over the farm with the power of Yuri, essentially. They said, finally we figured out how to take this place over, and they do it via learning milking from Kurogo in order to subdue all the other girls and make them fall into Yuri love with them. So yeah, then, very end, is great. Kurogo is picked up and all, everything happy ending, whatever, Yuri farm. Mia, Saria, Mero, and Poppy, we see, have gained weight because of all the pampering and food that they've sustained over this time that Kurogo has been gone. So Elfsan crossover, Elfsan arc now, please. If you're not watching Elfsan wa Yaseraranai, you need to be. I love that it feels legitimately, because Elfsan wa Yaseraranai, in just a little over a year that it's been publishing, it's gotten super popular very quickly, and I feel like because he's a fellow Monster Girl aficionado, Okayato saw that and he's like, oh man, I'm missing out on this subsection. He's like, I didn't know that I had this fetish, this attraction, until I saw it happen in somebody else's manga. So I love that we're probably going to get an arc that may even have references to Elf-san, and even if it doesn't, it's going to be very similar plot-wise, at least for a single arc, which I think is going to make for such good chapters in the future. And we're probably going to see Polt again because of it. We might see more physically fit girls that maybe work with Polt or something. That could be cool. One thing that I brought up in the comments for the reaction that I'd love to see more development for side characters. Like we saw, who was it? It was Draco and Lilith were working out with, actually I don't know if they were working out, they might have been cleaning up trash actually, with Polt that time. I'd love to see more of them, or Key, it's always great to see more of her. Or one thing that would be great, we got their introduction arc, so I think it'd be cool if we got to see more of Kira, Kino, Yuri, the Bloodsuckers, maybe give them names. I think all of that, having them, they came in an introduction arc and have them play a role in the story, I think that'd be good for this next arc. So yeah, chapter as a whole. I thought it was an amazing ending for this arc. It was really good because it paid off all the setup with Kurus over time, getting tired of the milking and stuff, but also him teaching the others how to do the chores themselves, how to milk themselves, and it all made sense and ended in a really cool way. And I need more Yuri farm. I kind of want to see more of them in the future, even if it's just some like the little omake side things that Ukiyato did for the Bloodsucker Girls in Kyuri in last volume's release, or maybe it was a volume before last, but I think it was last volume. Maybe next volume release he does that, but for the Yuri farm girls he tells some stories about them in 4-koma style from after Kurus left. I think that'd be fun. So yeah, need more Yuri farm, and I hope we get some characters out of this, whether it is in that 4-koma style, whether he does a secrets page for the satirist girl maybe, or some of them, maybe multiple ones. What if he just went all out, did all 5 of those Minotaur girls, some of the satirists, some of the Panfawns, he just went all out on the character secrets pages. So yeah, whether it's in that form, whether they show back up in the story again, like maybe a couple, like the lead satirist and the spiky-haired Panfawn, they seemed like they were kind of getting it on, so to speak. Maybe they show up again in another arc just as like a just as side characters or something. That could be cool. So I hope we do get at least one character out of this. I would love, like I said, for the main satirist that's now kind of in charge of the place to at least get a name and be made into a real character. But yeah, I think that as an ecchi comedy, this can't get much better. And that's like, when I judge stuff, I don't judge it all by the same scale. I'm going to judge comedy by comedy and action by action and whatnot. But as an ecchi comedy, this can't get much better. So I'm giving it a 9.5 Yuri farms out of 10. I really, really enjoyed this. I absolutely loved it. I hope you enjoyed these past few chapters too. I'm really glad I got to come around on this arc and really enjoy it. So yeah, I liked it. Either way, like, if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more of Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou and Elf-san wa Yasararanai every month for Elf-san, and every month now for Monmusu. Monmusu kind of like isn't always what's the word? It isn't always stable, isn't the word I'm looking for. Consistent. That's maybe it. Maybe isn't always consistent. So yeah, either way, sub for all that. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff at the channel. If you want a link to our Discord server to talk with me or more of us there, just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.